Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. We're going to do the next step of this red wine braised brisket that I got in the oven. All right. So we're going to get ready to get this part started. Let's see if a few people show up. I got one. That's probably my wifey. But we got everything prepared this time. Hopefully what we're going to do is we're going to pull it out. We're going to put it in this pan. We're going to let it rest in here. We got the warmer going on my stove. I went ahead and bought me a pretty decent stove. Got me a warmer up top, and it's a double oven. So we can keep that brisket warm until we're ready to serve it. Okay? So we'll get it moving. Matter of fact, perfect timing. Timer's going off that we set. And we'll go ahead and get that canceled. All right. Well, folks, looks pretty doggone good. I'll give you a close-up in a second. There we go. This is how she turned out. So we're gonna carefully pull that brisket out, and hopefully it's as tender as we want it to be, and not too tender and fall apart. So we'll give that a shot. And we'll see how it goes. So, there we go. All right. It's pretty good to me. Hope you guys can see that. Get that out the way there. Try to give you a pretty good look at what it looks like for now. You know, we're going to let that rest. You know, so. Alrighty, we'll get that in the oven. Now we'll take this juice and pour off of everything and strain it out. What we'll do is I'm going to reuse this pot, so we're going to take a paper towel and dry it out. Just wipe it out a little bit. Alright. That part moving. We'll take this. Pull that off. Press it down, get some of the little flavors out of there. And we'll get this pot on medium heat, medium high. Get that moving, get that hot. Get this. And we'll get this back into the pot. What we're going to do is we're going to reduce this. It's going to go in a medium high and a little bit of a rapid boil. We'll add another half a cup of chicken stock. And we're going to render this down. And once that's all rendered down the way we want it to, it'll be our gravy to go over top of our brisket that we have. I made the dumplings, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take that out, and I had a test run at it, so not too bad. I'll probably do some modifications the next time I make them to make them a little bigger. Hello, Lorraine. Welcome back. Big guy. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And some of the foundations that you guys taught me along my journey helped me get this far. I'm maybe not have applied them when you taught them to me, but they sure stuck with me. And when the time came in life that I heard you and his voice telling me, helping me make the decisions that I needed to make. Your advice from way back when. Thank you, Mama. I appreciate that. I could never repay you. But I'm gonna go get these dumplings out the refrigerator. I've already unpacked it and unraveled it and got everything going. And this is what it comes out to look like. It's just a log of the pretzel and the seasonings. And what I do back here, I got a little small pan back here with a little bit of olive oil in it. Add a little bit more olive oil. That's what I like to cook with. I like the olive oil flavor. So we'll set to the side. And what I'm doing is I'm gonna cook up a couple of them so you can see how they came out. All right, about a 1/2 to 3/4 inch piece. You know, depending on how big you would like to have yours. And I'll just do 2 of them. So I keep going. First one's tasted pretty good to me. So keep this here for when it's time for service. Because we're gonna reduce this. This should take about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And if it's not thickening up fast enough for you, use a little trick, a little cornstarch and water, make a little slurry, and you know, help thicken it up, help it along the process. But that's the way I like to do it. Just add a little slurry if it doesn't get thick enough. And now we just heat this pan up, and we'll show you how they came out, what they look like. First ones I put a nice little char on. They're not bad. Little small dumplings. You can cut them as thick as you like. Got a nice and a pretzel flavor in it. Like I said, not bad. I will do some modifications for the next ones. I'll probably make them a little bit bigger, and so you know, take up a little bit more room on the plate without messing up the integrity of the flavor. So, you know, first time doing something, you always got to make some modifications. Everything doesn't just come out right all the time, first time around. So we'll go from there. We'll let that heat up a little bit more. But other than that, it's been a pretty good day. I noticed my granddaughter brought some cupcakes with her, and my son told me before he left they made them yesterday. So that'll definitely eliminate the cupcakes that we're going to make this week. We don't need that much sugar around here. We'll do some butter cookies maybe this week. And I've got some little shapes, little molds in the cabinet. I'll get them pulled out and allow her to stamp out her own cookies in the process, and we'll play around with a little baking this week. So, all right, that's hot. So let's get these over here in the pan. We'll let them cook up a little bit, and I'll show you what the outcome of those were. Hey Deb, welcome back. Welcome back. So share my videos for me, guys. You know what I mean? I'd appreciate it. It's the best you can do for me. Help me along the way. Give me some encouragement to keep going. You know? So, I don't know. It is what it is today. It's going to be a lot of gravy we're making here. So definitely want to reduce this down a little bit more than half, maybe. But maybe I'll put it away and we'll use it I'll freeze some of it and we'll use it on other meats down the line, you know? So we'll see the ultimate outcome comes to be, and we'll go from there. You know, we just got ideas right now. So anyway, hope everybody's having a blessed day. Everything working out for them. Mine's pretty good. That's pretty funny, Kurt. I know I pinched a little piece of the brisket off. It came off with just the tongs. Oh, it was pinched it and turned it. Fell off like butter. So hopefully when it rests and we go to slice it, that it holds that consistency to where it's just tender enough to hold itself together, but you don't need a knife to cut it. You know what I mean? When it gets on your plate. So that's that's the texture I'm looking for when we get done. So we'll go from there. I would have some music playing in the background, but I don't want to put a disclaimer out there. You know what I mean? It's all right. Everything's going so good this afternoon. I really don't have much to say. It's a peaceful afternoon. A little break in the weather. We had some storms roll through this week. Messed up some of the work I had scheduled, so we have to reschedule that. Get that money into the household so we can continue to pay the bills and survive. You know what I mean? So, got 2 of them for tomorrow morning. And get out of here early. You know, mama gonna come help me. You know, and that's what for me, that's what this all boils down to. You know, my journey through life. You know, I'm at a point now where I control my destiny, good or bad, and I'm okay with it. You know, I'm grateful to have some skills in other areas that provide me the opportunity to make some income to help provide for my family. You know what I mean? So, and that's my ultimate goal when I first started this journey. You know what I mean? These last 13 years was to be able to be self-sufficient and not rely on the con game to get me through life. And today I ain't got to worry about that. I can be an honest businessman and be okay with that. I ain't got to rip nobody off today. You know. Those are some of the goals I had when I first got started. Was be able to earn my money honestly and be put in a position where if you come across something and you find something you know don't belong to you, but to hang on to it would definitely help your financial situation or the things you're doing in life. The right thing to do is to give it back to who it belongs to. And if you get something for it, good. If you don't, you got something more important than money can buy you. That's peace of mind and some integrity. You know what I mean? So, got a couple of these little dumplings done. So, I'll give you a shot of what they look like. And this is the way I like mine. I like mine a little brown. But I'm gonna set them here on the top so that you can get a better look at it. I'm gonna bring the camera over for you. Trying to make sure I don't get my fingers in the way this time. But this is what they look like. You know, next time I'm going to make them a little bit bigger. So as I'm rolling it, I'll make the roll smaller in size and larger in diameter, so that you get a bigger bite of it when you're eating. So, like I say, with trial and error, that's how we find these things out. If I wouldn't have did it the first time, you know, I followed the instructions I was given, and they came out right. They taste good and everything. But this is where I get to experiment and try to make them larger and still continue to keep the flavor that the recipe calls for. So there'll be some adjustments along the way. And the next time I try to do them, I'll film that, and you'll see the end result as well as I will. We'll keep doing this. I kind of really like this stuff now. So we'll go from there. Guess that's going to be my go-to saying. We'll go from there. But now we just let this simmer and go through what it's got to go through so that we can get it reduced down and continue on with it. I'm going to cut one of these open so you can see what the inside looks like. And it's just, there you go. Okay? It's a nice half-inch thick little piece of dough, pretzel dough. Got a nice little flavor to it. Add a little bit of smoked paprika to it. And it gives it just a little bit of a hint of a kick in the back of your throat towards the end. What's up, Jeremy? How's it going, Mr. Noon? Welcome. And you know, it was pretty good. The recipe didn't call for it. Okay. I did that because I like paprika. I like the change and the flavor it gives to the other ingredients that we added to it. So, I think it's pretty doggone good. Mama likes it. And Naomi ate a piece. And she liked it. So, for a 4-year-old to say it was pretty good, because I don't think at 4 years old I would have eaten this and thought it was any good at all. But I'm grateful today I allowed my palates to try different stuff. But I know one thing I would like to say that I tried. Salmon. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I know that a lot of people love it. My wife does. And like I said, I've been doing this since I'm 14 years old. 14 years old, on and off. And I'll be 57 next month. So I've been in and out of many kitchens, seen many, many different ways of salmon being prepared. And for the life of me, I cannot stomach the taste of salmon. Period. In no way, shape, or form. I don't care how you make it. I have not found a way yet to be able to tolerate that stuff enough to swallow it. People call me weird. I've eaten many, many different types of food in life. That's one that I still stumble with, and I struggle with that one. So anybody out there got a good recipe they could send me for that? My wife will be more than happy to try it. I can cook it, and they say it tastes really good to people who've eaten my salmon when I've cooked it. But one of the things I like about cooking is I get to taste everything I make. Can't taste no salmon. I'm telling you, I can't do it. I taste salmon, I'm not going to eat anything else the rest of the day, and I don't know what the rest of my food's going to taste like because all I got in my mouth is that taste of salmon. So I've come to the point in my life I don't even eat it. You feel me? Especially if I'm cooking. If I'm sitting around and my wife had some, I taste it each time she gets it, and I still can't. I can't swallow it. It goes in the garbage. It gets the taste buds, poof, gone. So I struggle with that. So hopefully one day in life I'll find a recipe to pass my tongue. You know what I mean? Will you say, Lorraine? Thank you, Mama. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to eat the rest of my pups. My pretzels. Dumplings. They're really good. So we'll continue to move on with this. Let it cook down. And go from there. So. But other than that, see, I lost my train of thought again. I started talking about salmon. That's all I can think about. But it's okay. I gotta stir this up and keep it moving. The more we move it, the quicker it'll do what it's doing. I'll bring it down. And right before service, what I'll do is I have a couple more Granny Smith apples that I've already got sliced and ready to go. What I do is we'll dice them up, and got a little lemon juice sitting on them right now so they don't turn brown in the refrigerator. And when we serve this, we'll plate the brisket and pour the gravy over top of it. Line the side of the plate with a couple of my little pretzel. I'm going to call these pretzel dumplings with a little kick. Got to find another name for them. I'm starting to feel that in the back of my throat, and it tastes pretty good. I like that. And we'll do some diced apples over top of it, fresh diced apples, and we'll go from there. Hopefully it turns out great. It sure smells good in this house, I'll tell you that. And then reducing this here, the smell I'm getting off of this is just extremely good. So. I don't know what my next, got a pork loin in the freezer. I think I may do me a stuffed pork loin. maybe my next big piece I try. I got one. I'm probably butterfly it open with some spinach and some feta, some caramelized onions, and maybe do a mustard encrusted pork loin stuffed with spinach and feta and caramelized onions. Sounds pretty good. You got me. Hey, Laura. How's it going, sweetie? What's up, Lee? Mr. Childress? Hope everybody's doing well. Glad y'all could stop in. Give me a couple minutes of your time to see what's going on. Yeah, Mo, I know you heard that. My spinach queen over there. Girl likes anything I make with spinach. That's a good thing. So, and maybe we'll give that a shot. Maybe see if I can find some broccolini. Or that with some, or maybe some asparagus with capers and roasted almonds. Toasted almonds. Another good one. So, try to step it up a notch with some of the little fancy vegetables. I know what my wife really likes to make is my Brussels sprouts with capers and a white wine butter sauce. That's one thing that never goes to waste around here. I never have any leftover Brussels sprouts when we make that, because we got one. How you doing, Patricia? Hanging in there? Yeah, that's me. I'm still around. Hanging in there, trying to do the best I can. So, thank you, Mr. Childress. Thank you. I appreciate it. See, and also when I'm doing this for some of y'all just coming in or first time watching me, this is not only me just cooking things. I started a little YouTube channel this morning, and I figured it's basically just cooking with Nano, and it's going to be a little bit of my life journey, ups and downs, and cooking some good food in the process. Because food takes time. I got to fill that time with something. So I figured, maybe I'll spread some out of spirit, strength, and hope in my journey through life and my beliefs and my disbeliefs. Maybe I keep my disbeliefs to myself, So, because I'm basically just going to be talking about me and go from there. And hopefully my goal is to help somebody along the way in life and journey that needs to hear what I'm going to be saying or what I'm going to be talking about at that particular time in life. Because I know that's how I continue to stay on this right path now for the last 13 years. You know what I mean? I went in open-minded, and I allowed myself to learn. Not saying I was dumb at any point in time, but I just didn't know how to make the right decisions in life on the things that were going to be good for me. So I allowed others to teach me that as a grown man. I continue to learn. I continue to learn every day. So that's what I want to do. And I tried to pay some folks back one time in my life for something they did for me when I was down. They helped me and my family out. So, when I was able to stand on my own 2 feet, I went to that individual and I wanted to reimburse them for the finances they put out. And it was substantial. It was going to take a little bit of my paycheck each week to over a period of time to pay that back. But the person told me, they didn't want me to pay them back. I said, well, I appreciate that, and it was real kind. I didn't really believe it because at that particular point in time, nobody particularly did things that were nice for me in my life. So what he told me, and I'll never forget it to this day, he said, just pass it on to somebody else. You know what I mean? Be nice to somebody. Help somebody out along the way. And financially, I can't do that. At times, I can. There, some folks around town, I know every once in a while, especially when the weather get cold, I got no problem getting them a cup of coffee or a hot meal from McDonald's or something to that nature. And I do that periodically from time to time. I ain't got no problem with that. But large donations and things like that, I can't afford to do things like that. So I'm going to pass around my wisdom and knowledge from my 57 years of being on this earth. The things that I went through, the process of getting being on both sides of it, and moving from there. Hello, Aaron. Girl, I wish you would have won that contest you was in. I voted for you. Thank you for what you do. One of our frontline workers is watching. A young lady I met a long time ago. She watched me grow and my failures, and you know what I mean? She's still here behind me. Thanks for showing up. Kathy, I see you. I may miss a lot of folks, so if I don't mention you, because I haven't looked over there and saw you say something, thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you taking time out of your day and your life to sit back and hear what Fernando got to say. It's a blessing today that people actually are listening to me. You know, I remember a day, well, I opened my mouth, everybody went the other direction, and they all changed the subject. So today I'm grateful. This process along the way has taught me to be humble for the small things in life today. And to me, that's easy to do, to be humble. It really is. It's come along real easy. And I appreciate all those that helped me along the way. You know, you all were experiences in my life and lessons in my life. Is that my cousin Lorraine? What's up, Lorraine? How you doing, sweetie? Wish you nothing but the best, baby girl. Love you, cuz. I stumbled along the way in this process. Like I said, I mentioned earlier, and I probably say that quite often. Because I got to remind myself, everything along my road was not peachy keen. You know, I made some bad decisions, and I'm fortunate enough that those decisions didn't alter what was going on in life. It just made the road a little bit more bumpier until I was able to make the right decisions to go in the opposite direction. So those I consider as lessons. They're not mistakes. Yeah, I only consider mistakes if I don't learn from it, it's a mistake. I do it again, it's a choice. And today I got choices on, you know, how I live my life, what I do, what I allow people to do or say to me, and move it that way. I'm in control of what goes on in my life today. And that's what the bottom line is. I control every decision that I make. Nobody influences me to do anything anymore. So, and I think that's the biggest lesson I could have learned in here is having enough confidence in myself in this program and this journey through life that no matter what somebody else is doing, I ain't got to do it. I ain't got to prove myself to nobody. I call myself a man today, and I mean the true definition of a man. I take care of my responsibilities. My family is number one. And I do what I'm supposed to do. Bottom line. I own up to my mistakes. Hello, Benita, sweetie. How you doing? Glad to see you watch. Thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to me ramble. Hopefully I say something to help somebody. But like I said, I'm okay with me today. And it was a long process. You know, I couldn't tell you this 10 years ago. Ain't no way in heck. You know, I ain't going to stand here and lie to you. I've come to this conclusion, I think, recently in about the last 4 or 5 years. That everything's going to be okay. As long as I continue to do the next right thing, okay? The next right thing in my life, I'm going to be all right. Don't make no snap decisions. And walk away, which is very important for me, walk away from situations that have a tendency to make my mind think about doing things that I know I shouldn't be doing. But still being respectful enough of a man to inform that we need to inform the individuals that we need to stop doing it the way we're doing because you're not going to cause me to do something. What's happening is going to cause me to make a decision that's going to do something that's not going to benefit either one of us. You know what I mean? That was my biggest lesson because I got one hell of an ego. You know what I mean? So I was able to understand where I was coming from. And today I make decisions that not only going to benefit me, but benefit them around me. I don't allow nobody to put me in a position anymore to where the decision that I make could affect my family. It's that simple. I walk away first. I got too many skills to worry about anything else. I can find employment. I got too much knowledge. And I can hustle like a motherfucker. Excuse my language. And I don't mean hustling by selling dope and things of that nature. That's hustling my knowledge in matters that are going to provide financial income for my family. And that's what I do. Yes, ma'am, you're right. We've all made bad choices in life. You're absolutely right. You know, and thank you for being able to admit that. You know, I found it a big struggle. It was hard for me to admit that I was wrong. 99% of the issues that I dealt with most of my life coming up that I felt were negative in my life, I always blamed on everybody else. If you wouldn't have did this, it wouldn't have made me do this. If you didn't make me feel this way, I wouldn't have felt like doing this to get back at you. All of those, excuse me, y'all. Papa doing his thing. You can't interrupt. Get Yaya to help you, okay? Thank you, baby. All of those issues that happened in my life, I blamed everybody else for them. You know what I mean? And I repeated that cycle over and over and over again. I've had 13 attempts in detoxification centers, 14 cents in a rehab, and each time coming out of there, the longest I stayed clean was a year. And like clockwork, it progressively got it slower. Shorter times that I would relapse. But you know, this last stint, you know, they were putting me away for a very long time. You know, like I said, this is also my journey along the way. So I told you there's going to be some truths that I say around here a lot of people don't know about me. And it's okay because I'm comfortable with who I am today, because that's who I was. That's not who I am today. And I can tell the truth today. I ain't worried about it. You feel me? I have no legal standing where whatever I say, nobody can come back and tap me on the shoulder talking about we need to talk to you about something. We ain't got none of that. But we got the truths about me and the decisions and my thought process along my journey, and that's what I'm going to talk about. You feel me? So I own my shit. They were going to put me away for 10.5 to 21 years in the state of New York. I had legal aid attorneys, and there was a gentleman at the hotel that had my accommodations at over in Riverhead that I went to high school with. And he was in a position at the hotel to get me in front of the books that I needed to help myself. He gave me the opportunity to help myself. I had legal aid. I ain't had no money. I was a dope fiend. You feel me? All I wanted to do was try to spend the shortest amount of time in prison so I can get back out to the streets and I can get back to doing what I was doing. That was smoking my crack and the rest of it that came along with it. That's 100% honest. Well, I'm not going to draw the whole story out, but in the process, within 5 months, I brought to the judge 26 precedents of individuals with the similar background to mine, similar criminal history, similar drug addictions. And it constituted a 3 to 6 on 6 felonies. The district attorney declined that, offered me 2 4-8s running wild. Anybody who knows about the New York prison system, I'll break it down real small. I'd have to do 12 years before I saw my first board. 9 out of 10 getting hit. That's a minimum of 14 years on this particular incident. I declined that. So we appealed to the judge again 3 days later with a little bit more information. On precedents in my case, I ended up with 61 precedents in Suffolk County, New York that were similar to mine. DA offered me a 2 to 4 back to back. That's 6 years I would have to do before I saw my first board. I said no. So I asked the judge for a 3 to 6. The judge said we'll deliberate. I went in the back, and about 20 minutes later, the guard comes and he calls my name, and I go out front. You know, at that particular point in time, I was nervous, you know what I mean? Because this was going to be final offer, or we go to trial. Judge came out here, complimented me on my legal research, and I said I did a good job, and I appreciate it. I said, thank you, whole nine. Well, the judge turned around and he says, you know what, Mr. Harris, I'm going to offer you a 2 to 6. I'm sorry, a 3 to 6. Right now, if you take it. I took it. And at that particular time, I put in a writ to get me up to my housing unit, where the prison I'm going to be going to, within 72 hours. So I will be on the next bus out. That's exactly what happened. I made a decision that night sitting in that jail cell by myself that they would never, ever see me again in a legal courtroom, anything criminal. The next time they see me, it'll sure be for a civil suit that I'm going to win, which ain't never happened. So, honestly, basically, my whole thing is telling you they'll never see me again in court. I made up my mind that day. And from that day forward, which was October 23rd, 2006, was the last time I ingested any mood or mind-altering substance. From that point forward, life turned around. I made a decision to stop doing what I was doing and use every facet that's available to me in the New York State penal system to help me become a better man, that when I left them prison gates, they would never, ever, ever see this individual again. I will never give another second of my time in life behind some stupid decisions. So, that's the decision I made. Here I am 13 years later, standing here doing a live video on Facebook with approximately 11 people listening to me. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for allowing me to do what I'm doing. But anyway, that's where we are today. And in that process, I've met some people along the way in my particular family, and I shall mention them, but I particularly call Narcotics Anonymous, that truly helped me do what I do. I'm not going to mention no names and things like that because I'm not going to break anybody's anonymity. But those of you who know me here in South Carolina, know me from those rooms, I've made some mistakes along the way in those rooms. You understand? I remember one time I was a treasurer for a group in the upstate, and I was going through a selfish moment. Right before this is when I met my current wife. I was staying with another female, and I made some bad choices, which put me in a position to where I was going to be on the street, or I was going to use the finances that I was in charge of to provide myself with housing. I chose to provide myself with housing. Okay? And no, I didn't ask nobody. I didn't take the steps to do what I was supposed to do, or what I should have done was to make phone calls, to talk to people, everything that they taught me to do. At that particular moment, I got selfish again and took my own thoughts and my own feelings ahead of what I knew the next right thing was to do. Okay? So, there's another truth in my life that a lot of folks don't know about. And that happened while I was in recovery. Okay? While I was in active recovery. You know what I mean? Having home group, making meetings every day, taking responsibility, volunteering, doing the things that you're supposed to do that they suggest in this program for you to stay clean and sober. Doing all those things and I still make mistakes. That tells me I'm human, is what it tells me. You know? And it's okay. You know, I remember a day where a decision like that would have caused me to run away from the situation, run and hide, and hopefully it'd go away over time, which it never did. So that's what it is in a nutshell. You know, and that's the process for this one today. You know, it's okay. So, you know, I start thinking about that, and sometimes I still feel bad about it. You know what I mean? But I've already processed it. I've asked for the forgiveness from those that were around, and so far so good. I have no problems. You know, it's never thrown in my face. You know, because in this process, we all make mistakes. Every one of us. Those that walk the path I walk, those that don't walk the path I walk, those that don't, you know, have any issues in their life, you still make mistakes. We all do. None of us are perfect. You know, and that's the bottom line. I see a lot of folks popping in here, some names. I can't read this far from without my glasses on, but thank y'all for stopping in and spending a little bit of your day, your Saturday afternoon, listening to me run my mouth. I really, really do appreciate it. So, thank you again. I hope each and every one of you will have a blessed safe holiday weekend. You know, enjoy some good food, and if you can get around your folks in a safe manner, please spend time with them. You know, being apart that far is kind of difficult, but we all know that, you know, we want to stay safe so we continue to survive in this world we live in today. And that's all I ask each and everybody to do, be cautious of the next person around you. You know what I mean? If you ain't with them every day and you walk up on them, assume that they positive, period. You want to stay safe? Maybe it may not be the right thing morally to do, but right now, I don't care who you is. You walk up close, you get within my 6 feet, I got a mask on. You feel me? I don't give a damn. Ain't happening. I ain't taking it home. And I damn sure don't want to get it. But anyway, we're going to get through this like we did everything else. You know? Our grandparents went through the Depression. You know, some of them went through that swine flu. You know, some of us got family members that went through every epidemic that's ever been here in the United States, even around the world. You know, we're still existing as people. Today we're a lot more educated. So we have ways of, combating most of these diseases if we pay attention to those in the medical field who are in charge of this stuff. You know, we got some Looney Tunes out there, but we got some really smart people on top of the medical chain around here. And Dr. Fauci, I hear what he's saying. I see where he's coming from. You know, and anything I've read in the scientific world about what they're talking about, you know, he's about the most accurate individual I've read, and I read about since, you know, in this whole thing. Excuse me. Excuse me, this vinegar kicking me right now. But pretty smart individual, so I have a tendency to follow his advice. So far, so good. I don't think he's made any claims yet that have been proven wrong. So I just hope everybody just be safe, please. I know we all want to interact and get back to doing, you know, living life the way life was lived, and that's all good. But please, let's be smart. Let's be safe. You know what I mean? And if we can do that, you know, we'd be all right until they get a vaccine for this, and like they did polio and every other, you know, major epidemic that's happened in our past. And even before we were born, there were things going on, and they worked on those. They got those right. This one here is going to take a little while. I honestly believe it'll take us anywhere from 2 to 4 years to get life back to 90% sense of normality. That's just my opinion. That's what I feel. Just by watching what's going on. You know what I mean? And it's okay if anybody disagrees. That's cool. You know what I mean? Because I'm not here for anybody's approval. I'm just here to voice my opinion. If you don't like it, then that's okay, because that's on you. It's okay today. You know, we got to be, I truly believe we got to be okay with each other to disagree on things. Everything don't have to be a debate and end up in an argument. You know what I mean? I got some friends that we totally disagree. And I call one of mine, David Wanda, Mr. Wondolowski. Boy, we totally disagree on the political situation in the United States today. There are some issues that we side, we understand where each other is coming from. But you know what? He one brother in my family, a brother that I call my family, that I can discuss these things with. At the end of the conversation, you know what the end of it is? All right, brother, you have a blessed day, man. Love you. Take care of you and the family. You understand where I come from? No matter how heated the little debate is, we have enough respect for each other to allow the other person to voice his opinion. And if he wants a rebuttal, you give him one. If he don't, he don't. Because like me, I'll tell you a minute, this what I'm about to say don't need no rebuttal. Period. That's how I feel. You know, I can express feelings to him. And he ain't got to try to dissect my feelings and why do you feel this, or explain to me why I shouldn't feel that way. Those are conversations. Those are adult conversations. You know what I mean? That's why, like I said, I've known David Wildowski since I was 15 years old. I'm 50. I'll be 57 in July. So we've been around each other, known each other for quite a while. You feel me? High school, junior high school, and all those good things. You know, each other go our separate ways in life, but we still cross paths here and there. And it's the same respect each time, no matter how distance of time there was that we were apart. You know, so those are the type of friends and brothers that I respect. I can name quite a few of you: Greg White, Melvin Parker, Donald Gibbs, Larry Nash, Mike Legan, Derek Hall, all of those. We all grew up, we all from the same place. And each one of those brothers I mentioned, I cannot honestly sit back in my memory at all in life and say I've ever had a problem with them. You feel me? There's been mutual respect days and that. And let me put a disclaimer out there that's not all of them. There's quite a few of them. Okay? But those are the ones that, that are on my brain right this moment while I'm talking about it. And those are the ones I'll talk about. I don't no disrespect to any of the other brothers out there and sisters out there that I know. Who is that? Hey Kimmy, how you doing? But that's what I'm talking about. I'm grateful to get to where I'm at in life, to where I can have these type of relationships with brothers, being able to honestly express my feelings about a certain situation and not be disrespected in any way, shape, or form, or disrespect them in any way, shape, or form about their decisions on how they feel about something. It's called an educated conversation. You know what I mean? And a respectful one. If we can have a lot more of those in life, I think we have a lot less issues about brothers killing brothers and even whites killing brothers. No matter how it goes. You understand what I'm saying? Let's start having a little bit more respect for everybody. You know what I mean? Every black man ain't a thief. And let me make sure that I say this one too. Every white man ain't a racist either. You know what I mean? That shit goes both directions. You know what I mean? You got to identify your surroundings, and make sure that you keep those people out of your life. You know what I mean? I pick and choose who I'm surround myself with. I pick and choose who come to my house. You feel me? And if I don't like you, I ain't got no problem letting you know that at this particular point in time, I don't think you need to stop by my crib. You feel me? And that's because of some actions that must have occurred while you were there the last time, or something that I felt you disrespected me in some way, shape, or manner. If that's the case, I'm gonna let you know why I don't want you there. You feel me? But I control my life today, and that's what the process has taught me. It's taught me how to do it. I do it raw. I'm from the old school where you walked in that room, you were told to shut your mouth, put some cotton in your mouth, and open your damn ears. Sit down and listen because you don't know a goddamn thing. You understand where I'm coming from? For those of y'all know what I'm talking about, that's the program I apply today. In the aspects of my life where it is necessary. I do not walk around preaching about the program and all of that good stuff. I talk about how the program, the things that I've learned from the program apply to my life in an everyday fashion, in the decision-making process of it. So that's where this comes from for me. Okay? Just give people a little bit of background about why I talk the way I talk and I say it the way I say it. I call the radio station quite often. My folks over there, Bobby T, Dex, and Jeff, they call me Mr. No Filter. And I like that because that's exactly how I feel. I wish to God somebody never would have sugarcoated nothing to me a long time ago. You know what I mean? Pacified me to make me feel good about what I'm doing. Or agree with me about what I'm doing, knowing I'm doing wrong. And I had a lot of folks in them in my life, and I got them there because I talked them into loving me that much. You know what I mean? That unconditional love. But somebody love you like that, you can pretty much do anything. I keep it 100 with you. That's how I felt. Those that were in my life at that particular time allowed me to do what I did. So, and to me, that was a downfall. I didn't know it then. To me, I thought it was the greatest thing in the freaking world. No matter what I did, I was always going to be accepted back in my household. And I'm stop for a second. My sauce is rendered down approximately 3/4. And I want to thicken it up a little bit. So I got a little cornstarch and water. We're going to put that in there a little bit at a time. And we're going to thicken this gravy up. And I'll show it to you. Then I'll get back to what I was talking about. You know what I mean? I asked folks in my life, they didn't co-sign what I did, but they sure were dependent. You know what I mean? They allowed me to do the things that I was doing and still accepting me back in their life. So, in the condition I was in at that particular time, or my thought process at that particular time, anybody who's walked this journey knows that's the perfect ideal situation right here. You understand where I'm coming from? You couldn't, as an addict and walking that road doing the things that we were doing, that was perfect for us. We couldn't ask for nothing better. And that happened for me for about let's just say 15 years of my adult life. And there comes a time and point where that ends and that stops. Hopefully it's your actions that stops that from happening to you and not God's decision. You know, in my life, in my particular situation, the young lady I was married to at that time loved me more than I loved myself. And I was in that position. I'd be clean for a while, used for a while, always be accepted back to the house. That went on for 15 years. You know, I had some clean time in there, but, you know, in that clean time, we happened at that point in time to get our credit correct, and we built our first house. 18 months in, I relapsed. Within a year and a half, we lost that house. So it snowballed again. All right. But that's not part of this story here today. Today's story about people that love us so much that they allow us to do some things that they wouldn't normally allow us to do. Now, hang on one second. I need to get my strainer. I'm sorry about that. I forgot to get that earlier. I'm going to do is I'm going to strain this sauce up and get it in the oven. Keep it warm until we're ready to serve. Just to get any little stuff out of there, and I'll show you how this sauce turned out. Yeah, I know y'all want to hear the rest of that now. For those who do, okay. Those who don't, I'm sorry. But anyway, let me show you this. This is what our gravy turned out to be. Let me get it up here in the light where everybody can see it. Okay, it's as thick as I want it. All right. And when we're ready to serve, we'll cook up those little pretzel dumplings, and we'll slice this brisket, and we'll serve dinner in that manner. But before I leave, as I was saying, you know, at that particular time in life, it was a perfect situation for me, perfect storm. You know what I mean? And I used it to my greatest advantage at that particular moment. That's just being 100% honest with you. Okay? It took me a long time to be able to say those things out loud. You know, because I was worried about how people felt about my true feelings of why I did what I did. I loved my wife. Yes, I did. I loved her even more because she put up with my shit. You feel me? I truly believe you only get unconditional love twice in your life. That's guaranteed to you. The first time is from your mother who birthed you. There's not a woman out there today that has given birth to a son, no matter how his life turned out. She's not going to sit there in front of you and tell you she don't love her son unconditionally. She may not like what he's done, but she's going to love him unconditionally, no matter what. That's guaranteed in life for a man, from a mother. The other one, I believe, is from Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Well, let me refresh that. My Lord and Savior. Okay? He loves me unconditionally no matter what I do in life. Those are the only two that's guaranteed to you in this life. I come to find out through my journey that it is possible. And I consider it a miracle. And one of the utmost blessings a man can have is to find a woman that is going to love him unconditionally and stand by his side no matter what happens in life. There ain't too many of them left. You understand where I'm coming from? Because too many of our young women done seen their mothers and other women do it on their own. And I applaud you. I take nothing away from you because you played mommy and daddy. I give you all the kudos in the world. But for a man to find another woman that's going to love him just as much as his mama and Jesus, that's a blessing. That is not just given out. It's got to be earned. And, you know, fortunately, I earned it. I got it. But to keep that, you got to return that. and give the same love and respect to the person you're receiving it from in all facets of life. Not just in this side, not just in that side. Everybody said a relationship's 50-50. I'm sorry, I disagree with you. A relationship is 100-100. Every successful relationship that you see, those 70, 80, 90 years together, I guarantee you, I believe each and every one of them, give or take a few here or there, will tell you that giving 100% of yourself to someone is the only way to keep it together. It's a simple. It's not a hard thing to do. It really isn't if you think about it. I'm grateful that the good Lord blessed me with another individual in my life that loves me unconditionally. I'm doubly blessed. I recognize my blessings today, which is a very big factor on the decisions I make today. Because I don't want to lose any of those blessings. You feel me? I worked hard for them. I earned them back. I didn't beg for them to be back. I earned them back. My actions earned them. So, that's my lesson for today. I hope somebody got something out of this. Because I know it made me feel good to say what I said. And that's the bottom line to this. I thank each and every one of y'all for stopping by again. I wish you nothing but the best. And you'll see me next week with some cookies. And I'm definitely going to do a live with that stuffed pork loin I got in the freezer. What's up, Miss Bird? Welcome. I'm glad you showed up. I'm about to end this one here. Again, blessings to each and every one of you. May you all have a very happy, blessed, and safe and healthy Memorial Day weekend. Remember what this weekend's about. It's for all of those who gave their lives and sacrificed everything they had to make sure that we continue to have our freedom. As to each and every other military veteran out there, like myself, I salute each and every one of you. I wish you nothing but the best. I thank you for your service in every aspect of the military branch. All of them. Air Force, every one of them. The Marines, Navy, Coast Guard. And let's not forget our National Guard. Okay? Those are our homeland frontline people. Okay? Our nurses and doctors. Just say thank you. That's all it takes. You ain't got to know the name. Just walk by, you see them in scrubs. Just say thank you. That's it. That's the biggest gift you can give them. You know, that's what I believe. And if we all do that, just each one of us, one time, walking past somebody, say thank you. That's in a scrub. You don't know how much love and support you spread. All right? You guys have a blessed day. Love you.